I believe the key motivations are probably going to be wrapped around ACOs and health information exchanges. The biggest challenge is obviously to get the data in electronic format first, and then offer the opportunity to share that data, and obviously that's tied to meaningful use. So as they prepare and adopt EMRs, the next step will be how they share that data within the community, with their physicians, with their diagnostic imaging groups, and so on. So I think that's a big motivation for organizations going forward. The first step is obviously that, to prepare the infrastructure to support the new applications, improve the workflow, and I think as we look at adopting any technology, sometimes it's the people that's the hardest part. So as they start adopting these technologies, the growth curve or the learning curve of those users of the technology might be preventing them from getting the biggest bang for the buck. But I believe the longer the applications are in use and the more comfortable those users become with those applications and the infrastructure that supports the applications, I think that's when they're going to start getting much more out of those investments in EMR. Many hospitals are doing the exact same thing at one time, and there's a very limited resource pool of folks who understand the EMR applications, understand how to implement them, and then also optimize the workflows, because the workflows are changing. As in any process, when we start leveraging automation, we're not just doing the same thing with computers now, the workflow is changing. So I believe that as they go forward, right, and deal with some of the resource constraints and getting people engaged, to help them adopt those technologies, educating those users, again, preparing the infrastructure to support the sharing of that data, and then obviously maintaining that data long term. I think, as they address the shortcomings around the infrastructure and legacy application bases, I think that's where they're going to move forward and start seeing, greater bang for the buck. Healthcare has always adopted technology that was patient-facing. They create workflows based on leveraging that technology to provide better care, identify a specific issue, and help that patient become well. I think the shortcomings now are tied to the fact that the infrastructure was always built to support billing data and movement of that type of information. Now we're talking about life-critical data and understanding, how do we make a better decision at the point of care. So I think some of the shortcomings are still tied to that legacy mindset that might still exist, and then as they change that paradigm away from, okay, it's not just a business system, now this is how we provide care. I see as they address those shortcomings, they're going to start moving forward. The adoption will be better, and I think the care that they provide will be better, fewer mistakes, and ultimately better outcomes. I think as organizations look at any managed service offering, the biggest thing is finding relevance in that partner they're going to choose. Having provided managed services in the banking industry is fantastic, but as we all understand, in the healthcare industry, everything is much different. And I believe sometimes they can be so focused on a very large managed service provider, and they might overlook that specific expertise within their industry. The many hospitals I've been to, I've always learned one thing: they're all different. And as we approach them as customers for managed services offerings, we see that those offerings has to be customized to fit the needs of that specific customer. Whether it's something as simple as managed security offerings for IDS, IPS, or firewalls, we also look for opportunities to develop custom solutions around refrigeration monitoring and taking that first tier or that first level of a call and hopefully avoiding some alert fatigue on the staff by being that first line of defense in dealing with issues like that.